So we're deep into the WSL season, and today we face two really tricky games against Chelsea and Manchester City. In the league, things are going well. We sit in 5th place, just behind Brighton and 4 points behind today's opponents, Manchester City. And we've got a lot of players who are performing very, very well. So without any further ado, we've got a League Cup quarter-final to prepare for, and our starting lineup is going to be Falk, Lundqvist, Lenari, Uchebe, Pattinson, Gayoro, Underdogs, Paris, Gausset, Josendal and Beth England up top. And on the bench, we've got Lete, Minota, Macaulay, Francie, Wenger, Mewis, Kanu, Sangare and Kumagai. Kumagai has a slight injury, also injuries to Fernandez and Monaghan, which is why they're not playing. And Percival and Carter just aren't good enough to get into our side anymore. So let's get this one underway and see if we can get ourselves a win to start the episode and a cup semi-final in our first season. So the Chelsea team, we've played them before. We know just how many top-class players there are in this side, quite frankly. It's a little bit overpowered, although it does look like there are a couple of players missing from last time, which is nice to see. And we've got a slightly frozen pitch. We're going to say carry your last points into this match. We'll do well. Now, the media, of course, have got questions. Both teams carry good form into this match. How confident are you? It's going to be a great match. What are you doing to ensure the team picks up where it left off against Bournemouth Sports last time out? We took confidence from the performance, even though we couldn't make any subs. Go watch that video to see how that crazy bug played out. And ahead of this match, is there an air of wanting to avenge the outcome the last time you played Chelsea? Absolutely, because, frankly, that didn't go well. So I heard onto this frozen pitch in the rain. It looks really, really good. I'll give them credit. It does look good in the new match engine, the graphics. As we see the team lineups pop up on screen, I am actually quite confident of getting a result here today. I know we got beaten by Chelsea last time, but I think we're good enough to get a result here. I am loving these rain graphics. They look really, really good. And the game is underway with Sam Kerr kicking off. And we know these kickoff highlights tend to go nowhere, but we'll see. We'll play it out as Germa gets the ball, goes forward for Lauren James. She's playing on the left today, and that could be a problem for us. I'm still not keen on this 4 attacking midfielders thing, but it seems to be working for them. So, we'll let it slide. Finally got a first highlight after 23 minutes. It's been a bit of a nothing game so far. Not a single shot on target up until this point. Or in fact, I don't think there's been a single shot on goal. Pattinson with the ball forward though to Van der Donk. Gets tackled by Baltimore to Macario. Macario finds Hermano and goes back to Cuthbert. Cuthbert with time finds Lauren James and goes past Lundqvist. Great shot from range. Fair play to her. That is a hell of a shot. I do feel like we're seeing far too many goals from that kind of range in FM26 at this stage, but I'm sure that will be rebalanced by the time the full game comes out on November 4th. We see a great path. I'm loving this this overhead shot. It looks really, really good as a replay camera. And, well, Falk, to be honest, there had absolutely no chance. Got to question some of the defending. Maybe Lundqvist could have put in a bit more of a shift there. We're not actually playing that well as things stand. We are, not looking terribly fantastic. A lot of low ratings on our team, especially on that right-hand side. Definitely Lauren James causing some problems for us. But there's still plenty of time left. We can still get back into this game. We have to drop some players deeper, I will do. But Uchebe has the ball now to Pattinson. Let's try not to give this one away. We haven't. Van der Donk goes forward now, looking for Josendal to Gausset. Gausset goes back to Pattinson, to Gayoro, who's playing deeper today, purely because Katie Selam is out with the flu, unfortunately. So, not really many options for that defensive midfield role. As Beth England picks up the ball and scores, it's going to be disallowed. I swear they're getting goals disallowed a little bit too quickly for my tastes in the current match engine. It feels like, I know everyone complains about VAR, but I don't want the referee to have made their mind up before the ball's even been kicked. That's a bit too far. And we'll just make the best of this. Now, I do think we need to start performing a little bit better. But, there is time. There is time as the ball gets headed away, but Paris picks it up to Gausset. Gausset goes out looking for a ball through to Josendal, who's come inside. He should be looking for a ball out to Lundqvist, does. And Lundqvist has a little bit of a hole that she's found herself in here. Nikita Paris has come inside a little bit too early. Josendal with a header, and that's gone over the bar. And I know the commentary said nearly found the back of the net, but I think we can all agree that was going nowhere near it. We look like we're coming to life a little bit, which is good to see. In an ideal world, would have had Van der Donk playing here as the attacking midfielder. I've had Gayoro where Van der Donk is, and I'd have had pretty much anyone else as the defensive midfielder there. because I've got two very good ones. Just like Lauren James has come off, which I assume is because of an injury, but that could only help us because she's been terrorising the right-hand side. As Uchebi now on the ball to Pattinson. Goes forward, looking for Galpset in that sort of central role, and that looks like the half-time whistle, which makes that a largely pointless highlight. Which it's good to see we still get pointless highlights. In FM26, let's address the team, shall we? It was going to say you've done well so far, but I don't think that actually reflects the run of play. I think we're probably going to say I want to see a much better display in the second half, and I'm actually going to grab some individuals here. We're going to grab Lundqvist, we're going to grab Lenari, Van der Donk, Paris, Gelpset, Jossendal and England, and we're going to say you've not been good enough so far, get it together, and then we'll just grab everyone else that's sort of still there, and we'll just do a lovely keep going. You've got the ability, go prove it, and hopefully they'll do that in the second half. Otherwise, I'll have to make changes. Luckily, it looks like I will be able to make changes in this particular match, which is a nice change of pace for us as we get a kick-off highlight underway, and hopefully a goal to come. Sam Kerr has been kept quiet, which is nice to see, but yeah, it's hard to say we've had the better of this game, to be honest, and I think that needs to change, possibly with some subs, because Nikita Paris has gone missing. So Uchebi now on the ball. I am going to make some changes in just a second. Apparently we've beneficial to play Danielle van der Donk in a more familiar position, which is odd because this is a familiar position for her. So who knows? Nikita Paris coming down the near side. She needs to improve, gets a cross into the box, looking for Jossendal, can't find it, headed away, but Pattinson's on the ball, has a pop from range, and it's safe to say that our massive stand at the end here probably wasn't expecting to receive a gift like that, but it was quite a gift for the crowd because that was a terrible, terrible shot as Hannah Hampton gets a chance to play out now to Starb. Back to Germa. Germa goes out wide, finds Baltimore playing on this near side, and we've got to get back here with some defending. And frankly, Lundqvist should be stepping up and pressing here and isn't, which is worrying. Cross goes in. Let's win this in the air if we can. Jossendal looks like he's going to get that from Pattinson, but Cuthbert has got it back. And it's with Thompson. Back to Cuthbert. Cuthbert over the top. Looking for Baltimore. Baltimore with a chance to play it across. And Fisk has made quite a good save. It was offside anyway, the shot from Sam Kerr. But either way, I just don't feel like we're playing particularly well. And I think that's time for changes. Now, I haven't made wholesale changes. Kumagai is coming on as a defensive midfielder, so Gayoro and Van der Donk can move forward. Macaulay is coming on the right wing, and Francie's coming on up top, so that's Paris, Galpset and Beth England coming off. I might take Lundqvist off in the near future, but it seems like I can leave her on for now. Or do I? No, let's stick Sangare on for Lundqvist because she's having a terrible game. We'll keep that one sub back. There are a few options here. If I feel like we need to chase a goal, I can send in Mewis or Kanu to bolster the attack. Or if the defence starts looking shaky or gets cards, I may have to make changes there. But it's fine. We'll go with that for now. Hopefully that will change our fortunes a little bit. Jossendal's not having a terribly good game either, which isn't particularly helpful. I don't know why the players haven't rearranged themselves. I'll have a little look at that in a second. And we'll see if I can fix that as Thompson comes on at us. And I think I know why it's done. That's because I didn't put it in combined before I made those changes, did I? Thompson with a shot at goal off the crossbar. Baltimore goes across the goal, and that's in from Sam Kerr. And yeah, whatever has changed hasn't worked. We are a worse side, and I think it is going to be a case of making those changes. In fact, I'll make it while we're not going to worry about seeing a replay just yet. It is because I've made those changes in possession, isn't it? So I'm going to have to rearrange the players out of possession to make this work. So let's do that. Luckily, I can remember what I did with who. That should be slightly more effective. Kumagai can step back to be that defensive midfielder that drops back into the defence. Hopefully that will make us slightly better. To be honest, we'll confirm those tactical changes for certain. And hopefully we'll start to see something a bit better coming from us in this second half. Or in the remainder of this second half, because I do want to see us at least putting up a fight against Chelsea. I didn't expect this to be a win. I thought we could sneak one. But Chelsea are a very, very good side in the WSL, especially going to be in this first season. So hopefully these changes will get reflected and we can be better. Okay, I think I've fixed the tactics. Hopefully I've fixed the tactics well enough to get us back into this game as Pattinson gets a chance to run down the far side. 20 minutes to play. Pattinson into the box looking for Macaulay, can't find her. And it falls to Kumagai, who goes forward looking for Macaulay, doesn't find her, but Macaulay's going to try and get a foot in because she can defend. Pattinson to Gaoro. Gaoro going forward to Yossendal, who needs to improve. Through for Macaulay. Macaulay with a shot. Hannah Hampton is alive to it. And that has fallen for Macario, and I'm hoping we're going to get the ball back and get another attack on the go here. We need to start pressing more, as, well, that's gone to nothing, and Van der Donk is really having a howler. So is Lenari. It becomes a case of who do I trust to turn this game around more? Probably Lenari, to be honest. Let's go in and make that change in just a second, because we've got a highlight. Kumagai to Sangare. Sangare needs to get a ball forward to Kumagai again and finds Pattinson. Pattinson with a through ball looking for Francie to Yossendal. Yossendal over the top looking for Macaulay, who's made a great run. Can she get it into the box though? That's the question. Beats Baltimore. Van der Donk across. Yossendal with a shot. That's come off the defender for a corner. And is this corner going to come to anything? That's the big question. It looks like it's not. So let's make some changes. So we're going to take Lenari off for Wenger. That's going to be the big change because it looks like Van der Donk is starting to come back into the game. Hopefully that's a good sign. We're getting our attacks away and we just need some fresh legs at the back to just keep Chelsea at bay whilst we build some attacks. That'd be nice, but time is ticking away and whether we'll see any more highlights or not is very much up for debate. Well, it's a disappointing first game for the episode. A 2-0 loss to Chelsea, but they are such a good side. I'm going to say we're trading tomorrow, quite frankly. I'm not going to follow the assistant manager's advice there. And we're going to leave the game. We're going to have to do some kind of media interview, I suspect. We are. So, we know you don't want to elaborate too deeply on defeat. We didn't do everything well enough, is fair. Fans felt we should take her off. And I'll be honest, that's not unfair. But she was our best chance of turning that game around. We are going to be out of the League Cup. So I guess we go forward now to play Manchester City. So for the City game in the league, we are starting with a largely unchanged lineup. We've got Falk, Lundqvist, Lenari, Uchebi and Pattinson at the back. Kumagai goes back in as the holding midfielder, freeing Grace Guerrero up to do more attacking. Paris, Galpset and Monaghan are the front or the attacking midfield three. And then Beth England starts up top. We've seen good things from Monaghan so far since joining us in our first game. On the bench, Lette, Minota, Van der Donk, Francie, Wenger, Yossendal, Kanu, Fernandez and Macaulay. Fernandez makes the bench despite still having a slight injury, but this is, you can see I'm scrolling, there's no other players available to play, so she has to be on the bench, but it's fine, we're going to make that one work for us. Now this City side we're facing is very, very tasty. I mean, just up top, we've got Grace Clinton and Lauren Hemp, who are fantastic, of course, and Bunny Shaw is arguably the best striker in the world. So, no pressure on us at all. Let's address the team, and I want to see a marked improvement. Is a fair shout, because, frankly, we've been terrible, and I'm going to tell everyone that I've got faith in them to go out there and make a difference, because why not? Well, it says talk to the media, but I actually delegated that between episodes. I'm sick of having to do media already in the game, which is a good start. So, we are lining up in a largely similar formation to City. It's essentially 4-2-3-1s all around. And we should be able to get a... Well, I say we should. We hopefully can get a win today and start to close the gap to City. We're currently 4 points behind. Being a point behind, of course, would be preferable. Being ahead would be better, but, you know, baby steps. And it looks like we've got a lovely kick clash to really help me with commentary. It's a good job I've left the player names on. Otherwise, I might be in trouble here as Grace Clinton is on the ball from kickoff. And McKeon, to Hemp, being faced down by Nikita Paris, who's still not fully fit, it's got to be said, but we do need for her to start showing some life because, frankly, we don't have many options. I think it's too early for Mia to be in there, if I'm honest. So, Flint out wide to Nicoli, and it looks like we're going to get an early highlight, an actual highlight, as Pattinson makes a tackle. Maybe that's just going to be the end of things for here. But, oh no, we are actually going to see things continue. It's throwing me off every time. Lauren Hemp with a free kick going deep into the box, looking for Bunny Shaw, and has fallen to Flint, has been disallowed for offside. I'm not sure who exactly was offside there, largely because I'm having to look at the shorts to tell the difference between the two teams, to be honest, and we're not going to see a replay, so we'll go with it. We'll assume the referee got that one right. It looks like we're going to get a big highlight game as Gaspari goes forward now to Nicoli. to Flint, back to Kaspari, and I feel like we are going to be suffering today. Rose forward for Knack. Knack to Shaw, who gives it to Clinton. Clinton through to Shaw. Shaw is through on goal. And I said before the game, Bunny Shaw is arguably the best striker in the world. And frankly, that's a striker's finish. Great play between her and Grace Clinton. Very, very good interplay to set this goal up. They just read each other's minds here, to be honest. And it's left our defence all at 6s and 7s. Fault could do better, to be honest, but you know, the goal went in. There's nothing you can do about it now. We just have to try and fight our way back into this game. Hopefully we'll be able to pull that off. Well, to say that's been an uneventful first half would be an understatement. I'm going to address the team and tell them to be better in front of goal because they've been pretty rubbish when I've been looking at the stats. We're going to grab everyone who's underperforming. For those of you who are still learning, anything under a 6.6 I consider underperforming. I tell them they've not been good enough so far. But I'm also going to do a tactics because I think this isn't working. So what I'm going to change is in possession, I think I'm going to have Grace Gioro actually dropping deeper just because I think that's going to be better for us once they hit us on the counter-attack, which they seem to be doing. And I'm also going to drop Gelpsit back a little bit. We're going to make Nikita Paris an inside forward just to close this gap here a little bit. Gelpsit, I think I want to be an attacking midfielder from deep. So during that transition phase, she's actually in position. Kumagai, I think, is probably good at doing that. And we're going to let Gioro be. We've run into that bug again where I've changed position and things are registering. We're going to make her a box-to-box playmaker from there, just so she's still contributing attacking-wise. And I also feel like we need to change some out of possession here. So out of possession, we're just going to have Grace Gioro sat doing what she's been doing. But Gelpsit, I think, probably as a pressing central midfielder, isn't doing much to help. So what we're going to do is we're going to move Kumagai inside. We're going to let Gelpsit move to this position to also just contribute a little bit to the defensive phase because she can do it. And I think she's probably going to be more of a wide covering defensive midfielder. I feel like I probably still want Nikita Paris doing tracking just to help us out. And I might do the same actually for Monaghan, just so I've got that bit of defensive stability. We've got time to come in transition. I think I could probably have Beth England drop a little bit deep as a tracking centre forward. I know it feels like I'm going far deeper than I need to be, but I think it's going to work. And I also think I probably want Lanari just playing more as a traditional fullback because she'll have the help now. We'll see how that goes in the second half. We'll confirm that. Send the players out there, and hopefully this will lead to us being a bit more defensively solid. And then we can maybe hit them on the break a little bit once we've got the ball, which we should be comfortable on the ball. As the ball goes through now to Nikita Paris in the box, and she's going to score straight away after half-time. Is that a sign our tactics are working? I think it is, because that has paid off big time. And hopefully now we're more defensively stable. We can hold off the onslaught of City's attack a little bit more, because they've got a very, very good attack, as we've discussed. And Nikita Paris finally comes alive into the game. Hopefully this is going to lead to bigger things. So it looks like from the bottom of the screen that maybe it hasn't properly registered the changes yet, which is perhaps a touch worrying, but hopefully that will change very, very soon. So annoyingly, I've just learned the game doesn't register any changes you make at halftime, which is fun. So I've had to go in and do them all again, which is useful. And hopefully we can now defend properly like we're a football team. That would be ideal for us. Although it still seems to be registering Grace Gioro as a central midfielder rather than a defensive midfielder. So I may have to make more changes after this. But we'll see after it's made the tactical changes, pending if it's understood. It looks like it has understood. That's good. We are learning new things all the time about FM26 and its incredibly clunky interface. Hopefully we'll get fixed by full release. But we're in the game now, which is nice to see. We are looking like we are able to compete a little bit better. Obviously, we're level on the score sheet. And hopefully we can get ahead, even though I've got a bit more defensive. So I have made some changes. We've sent on Mia McCauley at right back. She's learning it, so hopefully she'll be able to do it. Wenger goes on centre half, and Van der Donk has gone on to replace Gelpsit because she wasn't playing well. Lundqvist and Ochabi others to come off. I have also had to change the tactics a little bit because Van der Donk can't play as a defensive midfielder in any way, shape or form. So she's going to be an attacking midfielder in possession and a little bit further forward out of possession. I know that sounds counterintuitive, but my logic is that there's one more outlet there. to help out our attack in transition, which is hopefully going to pay off for us. We'll see as Grace Clinton gets a corner for Manchester City that hopefully they won't score from. Into the box, let's clear this if we can. We have done. Monaghan gets ahead to it. Oh, sorry, supposed to chase it down. I don't know who got their head to that. Must have been Beth England, judging by the positions on the field. As Lauren Hemp now, edge of the box, has a shot. That's come off someone, I think, but that's really poor goalkeeping from Falk. It's got to be said. That is some very poor goalkeeping. And one thing I'm having issues with is our worst performing players seem to be the ones who are supposed to be doing defending, which is not helping. And I am starting to think maybe I go a bit more aggressive to try and get the lead in this game. But I'm thinking that, and I know I'm thinking that purely because those players who are playing as defensive midfielders are playing badly. I know shape-wise, we're probably better off keeping them on, knowing I've got no spare holding midfielders on the bench. But maybe there's something we can play with. I don't want to use Fernandez because she's injured and I don't want to get more hurt, but I do have to fix something here, and it is Kumagai and Gaoro who aren't playing well. So I have made those changes. I've sent in Monaghan and, sorry, I've sent in Kanu and Jostendal to replace Kumagai and Gaoro, who just aren't playing well. Which means now in possession, we are playing this 4-1-4-1 that's very risky with Monaghan in a free roll, Paris as a playmaker, and Van der Donk just kind of sitting in midfield. Out of possession, Kanu and Jostendal are going to drop a little bit deeper. They're not necessarily great at it. I can't find a role that's going to work, and I don't know if I can make Nikita... I can make Nikita Paris go that far. Okay, that's going to work. So maybe we do that and use her as an outlet, maybe. Well, is that actually a role that works there? We'll find out because we never know. Let's use her as an inside outlet winger. That makes more sense. Just to give us something else for her to do. So it's an odd formation. I fully appreciate that it's an odd formation, but I feel like it's the best we can do with the players we've got. Maybe it gets us back into the game. Maybe we concede 5 more. It's been a long time in FM since I've had an episode where I've lost 2 games, and I feel like this could be the one, if I'm honest. We'll see how that goes. So we've finally got a highlight. It's about 2 minutes to go in the game. We're going to discourage the long shots like our assistant manager wants us to, as Falk has the ball in hand. And hopefully we can get up the field here and make something happen as we go looking down the field for Beth England. We don't find it, but Van der Donk has picked it up. And now Carney, with a chance to get into the box, makes something happen, cuts it across for Beth England, who equalises at the death. And we're hopefully not going to lose 2 games in the first episode. This 5 up top thing seems to work fairly well. Maybe it's something we should steal from Chelsea a little bit, because it seems to have created something for us. Usually my instinct when you're losing is to go a bit more defensive and counter-attacking, but maybe this is the way forwards. And it's a great pass from Kanu to set up Beth England. We've looked very, very middling, to be honest, in this game. So I can't say it's been a deserved equaliser. I will say Mia McCauley has done very, very well at right back, considering that she can't officially play there yet. But you know, we're looking okay. Maybe we're going to get another goal here. Wenger's going to defend this one beautifully. It only falls as far as Weinroter, and Wenger breaks it up again. Paris to Kanu. Kanu with a chance to find a ball forward, maybe. Looks for Beth England, but goes back to Van der Donk. Over the top for Jostendal, who has some space. Can she cut it back now? Goes across goal, and we've got a winner with Nikita Paris in the 93rd minute. And this is somewhat insane, because we looked down and out, and maybe we've unlocked something a bit meta here, because there's no way this system should be working in any practical way, shape or form. But Jostendal sets up Paris for a late probable winner with just a couple of minutes left on the clock, and we are going to be a point behind Manchester City after this game, which frankly was a long shot at best. We've finally managed to secure a win. That's the players off the pitch. And we have snatched victory from the jaws of defeat. Nikita Paris coming alive in that game as well late on. So maybe some stuff to think about tactically for us. Nice work, everyone. That was good, is all I can say. And we're going to leave the match. What a result, quite frankly. What a result for us. So coming back, I think we're going to play Manchester United because I don't think we've played them yet, and we're going to play Newcastle in the FA Cup. Newcastle, of course, in the WSL 2. But reasonably big games. The FA Cup has been going pretty well for us, of course, and it's not many games left in it. So maybe that's the cup we can go and win. And looking at the league table, we do stay fifth in the table, level on points with Brighton because they also won in their game, but we're both now a point behind Manchester City in the final Champions League spot, and in fact we're only a couple of points behind Arsenal as well. I mean, Chelsea are running away with the league, but all to play for. So let's wrap up the episode there. Thanks for watching, guys. If you haven't already, like, subscribe, ring the bell. I am going to be bringing out more tutorial videos as well, and I'll do some tactics testing. Why not? But for now, thanks for watching. I have been Chasing Lanely. Till next time, stay safe and have a good one.